Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this.
All right, let's move it along. The biggest head scratching, or I don't want to say worst hire, because we've all been wrong on a lot of these for better or worse, right? Like we all love Chris Mack to Louisville. That didn't work out great. Archie Miller, I think we all applauded when he got hired at Indiana. That didn't work out great.
Yeah, no, I hated it. Yeah.
So you hated Archie Miller at Indiana?
I thought it was going to fail from day one.
You never said it. You're so full of shit. So full of shit. Anyway, Norlander, we'll start with you. Biggest head scratcher, worst hire of the carousel this year was what?
Obviously, Chris Mudge at Sam Houston State. GP, you're next.
I thought about this, and this
Chris
is where
Mudge.
I thought about this, and this is where I think maybe I've matured in some ways over the years. I find it not inappropriate, but like somebody's name's going to come out of somebody's mouth here, and that person just got
Chris Mudge, apparently.
Just had a dream come true, right? You just got whatever job you just took. It's the best job, probably for most of these guys. It's the best job you ever had for most of them, and then you're like, oh, the Field of 68's doing a podcast on a random Wednesday afternoon, and it's like, oh yeah, that guy, he's gonna suck because he's not built for that job and he should have never got. You're just shitting on somebody for unnecessarily, and the truth is, we don't know.
Why are you making me feel bad? Why are you making me feel like an
he's
asshole?
not wrong? I mean, so this is why when you sent this over, I said I was not going to call somebody the worst hire.
Head scratching. How's that? Is that better?
That's better. Well, it's softer, but I guess I would say to spit a name out. And I understand the question, and you know, if somebody's comfortable answering, it's fine. But from my perspective, to say a name there, you're just shitting on somebody, and you don't know. Like we don't.
I'm not shitting on. Listen, I'm not going to shit on Adam Fisher. I'm just going to say Adam Fisher is not Matt Langle. How's that? He's not Matt Langle, who, by the way, is 112 and 43 in the last 5 years. And they just hired Adam Fisher, an assistant at Miami, over Matt effing Langle. That's all. That's all.
If that fires you up, it's fine with me.
It fires me up.
I can understand that. And that is, I think that's a viable. I'll give you like an actual answer here. But I'm going to shift the question. I think the three at the high major level that carry the most amount of wait and see to them are Adrian Autry, because you have never had a person in the history of college athletics have a longer association with one single school ever than Jim Boeheim at Syracuse. What will that be? Will it get the jump? Because obviously that has dipped massively, and it had reached the point where a heavy faction of that fan base was ready to move on from Boeheim there. But we just got to see. Like there's a wait and see element to that. Maybe Autry stepping up and getting that gig will inject a lot of optimism and some real reason to have a lot of, positive direction for that program. So I think there's that. Kim English has never been a head coach at this level. He is young. He has plenty of energy, but we just got to wait and see on that. I think that's fair. And then I think the general skepticism around Chris Beard getting the opportunity to go to Ole Miss, and the criticism that has come from that. Parrish and I have talked about it extensively on the Ion College Basketball podcast on CBS. Find that wherever.
What did I call it? The Ion Basketball?
Yeah, you did.
I think he's just plugging the podcast.
That's correct. I think the Beard stuff is still leaving a sour taste in the mouths of plenty of people that either cover the sport or involved in the sport at the coaching level, at the administrative level. There are still a lot of people that are uncomfortable with the idea that Chris Beard is also coaching again. So there's different ways you can kind of take your question. Goodman, those were the three names that would pop out to me in kind of different facets, though.
All right. So Parrish is deferred, which is no surprise. Norlander gives three answers.
That's
picks
right.
up for Parrish's, dodging the question. Borzello, what do you got?
Like Norlander, I'm shifting the question.
You got Chris Mudge, don't you?
I do not. I just, these are three that I thought would go in a different direction, just in terms of when they started the search, I thought they would end up in a different place. One was Temple. I thought that Matt Langle would just end up being kind of the no-brainer hire. I don't know what happened there in terms of a relationship or during the search, but I just assumed he would get the job at the end of the day. It seemed like a pretty obvious candidate. Manhattan, I just thought when they got rid of Steve Messiel, they would go with just a different archetype of a coach. I mean, I thought they did pretty well under, Rashawn Storrs during the interim year. I thought they would just go in a different direction. John Gallagher, Similar cut from a similar cloth to Steve Masiello, just in a, I guess, different city of upbringing. And then there was one more I had. Oh, and then Quinnipiac. I don't know what's going on with their program in terms of funding, and maybe
Is that how you pronounce it?
Quinnipiac.
You had the syllables
Quinnipiac.
there. It's a little
Quinnipiac.
Our partner for today's episode is Athletic Greens. I started taking AG1 during the college basketball season, and I loved the impact that it had on my energy levels. I'm a big coffee in the morning guy, but by the time that the afternoon would hit, I needed another boost. AG1 helped me tremendously, especially on those days when I didn't want to get up off the couch and go hit the gym. Their tagline is AG1 is comprehensive health and the power of habit in one. And man, that could not be more true. It's nearly impossible to eat and drink in a healthy manner in the month of February and the month of March when you are in my business. And AG1 was exactly the supplement that I needed to improve my gut health and cover my nutritional basis for the day. I've continued that into April. I've continued that into May, and I'm going to continue that the rest of the summer. All I have to do is mix a scoop of AG1 with some water, or maybe add it into a smoothie, and I'm ready to go. Do it after lunch, and you'll be ready to go for the rest of the day. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to athleticgreens.com/field68. That's field 68 FIELD, the number 6, the number 8, and you can get yours now. So check it out and help support this show. Thanks.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, I thought that, I mean, maybe they thought they couldn't get a better, or they wanted to get the search done quickly. I just thought that they could probably go out and get, you
didn't want 65-year-old Tom Pecora?
I just thought that they maybe, pursue Jared Grasso or somebody from New England that had kind of proven it recently. But again, I mean, it was done, it seemed, an hour after Baker Dunleavy left for Villanova. They had Pecora permanently full-time head coach lined up. So those were 3 that I just thought, when the search started, they would end up going in a different direction that they didn't.
All right, Dauster, you have 24 seconds. I'm starting the clock.
I'm allowed to talk again?
24.
All right.
You're wasting time.
We got to get to Sam Vecini before this is done.
Yeah,
too.
I just love that we're doing like a national coaching carousel podcast, and Borzello brings up Quinnipiac and Manhattan because those.
Well, I said 10 minutes ago that I thought that most of the high majors were pretty good, and we went through like 8 of them saying that they were good. Although we didn't mention Damon Stoudemire. I thought Damon Stoudemire was a good hire too.
I think the most interesting one to kind of see how it plays out is going to be Rodney Terry at Texas. I mean, that's Texas. Mm-hmm. That's a job that a lot of people view as somewhere between one of the 5 and 10 best jobs in the country. I think that he earned his shot at it. I don't think that had he not been the interim, he would have been on any lists to get the Texas job. So I'm rooting for him. I want to see it go well. But that's going to be the one that I'm most interested to see play out, because I could see it going either way.
I want to see how Grant McCasland plays out at Texas Tech, to be honest, guys, because number 1, they lost momentum, right, with Mark Adams. Number 2, NIL isn't what it was under Mark Adams because he didn't do jack shit there for the NIL. Number 3, Grant McCasland plays a defensive-minded, slow, methodical style. And the expectations are high. They're high in Lubbock. So I worry. McCasland's a hell of a coach. Don't get me wrong. I just don't know if you're ever going to get it back. Well, I know you're never going to get it back to what it was. You're not going to a national title game, but are you getting them back to where they're consistently nationally relevant? That's what I worry about with Grant McCasland, with what he inherits. All right.
Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.